Can you imagine a world where hundreds of thousands of citizens peacefully marching through their own capital city, carrying their nation's flag, singing their nation's songs, and celebrating their own culture, customs, and tradition, only to have their own prime minister go on national television and denounce them as extremists? A world where ordinary grandmothers and veterans and families with children are smeared as hateful racists and bigots by the very government that's supposed to serve them. Well, you don't have to imagine it. It just happened this weekend in the heart of London. The British government did absolutely everything they could to try to stop the Unite the Kingdom rally. But what happened next is going to absolutely blow your mind. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, enjoying yet another glorious day in the Trumpian golden age that you made possible back in November 2024. So if you want a front row seat on how you continue to change the nation and indeed the world in ways you never even imagined, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. So some weeks back now, the great Tommy Robinson, the English activist and journalist who spent years exposing what the corrupt British establishment would rather keep buried, put out a call. He called it the Unite the Kingdom rally, and he asked patriots from across Britain to come to London and make their voices heard.
Pray for us. Pray it's a success. But if you want to watch it, if you're around the world, if you couldn't make it for some reason, you can watch it exclusively on X. You can help us by spreading the word, by sharing it, so that the world can see the rise in Britain, the uniting of the kingdoms in Great Britain. We want to inspire the world. As I said, the production value that's gone into this, the money that's been spent on it, is so that you, or everyone, come in or sit at home, get the opportunity to feel part of it, watch it, and enjoy that moment. Yeah, we are uniting, we're inspiring the Western world, and we're only just getting started. Watch where we go from here.
Now, if you don't know, the whole purpose of the Unite the Kingdom rally is to awaken British national and Christian identity. It's a rally that celebrates more than anything else. It celebrates Western civilization. It celebrates the unique British heritage. It celebrates the future of a world with a flourishing Christian society. You would think it would be exactly the kind of civic engagement that any political establishment would want. These are, after all, your ideal citizens. Citizens who love their nation, their heritage, and they do whatever it takes to protect and preserve it, you would think. But in the weeks leading up to the rally, the British establishment pulled out every weapon in its arsenal to make sure that this rally never happened. In fact, the embattled Prime Minister Kier Starmer went on camera and publicly warned the nation about the march.
Tomorrow's march in London is a reminder of what we're up against in the battle of our values. The organisers, including convicted thugs and racists, are peddling hatred and division. Plain and simple. Their goal is to convince people that Britain's problems are caused by those living alongside them. But that is not the Britain that I know. This is a country built on decency, fairness and respect. A country that is at its best when people from different backgrounds come together in common purpose. This is our country, with a majority who share those values, a majority who may not always be as loud, but must always define who we are. So, my government will not stand in the way of peaceful protest, but we will act decisively against hatred. We will use the full force of the law when that hatred manifests as violence. And we will ban those coming into the UK who seek to stir it up, as we have done already. Because this country belongs to all of us, and I will not tolerate anyone who seeks to stand in the way of that.
Yeah, so this country belongs to all of us, except those of us who actually love it and want to protect it and preserve it. Now, you heard Starmer admit it there. The government, UK government, has actually blocked visas for international speakers who wanted to come and address the crowd. They banned them from entering the UK, all the while claiming that they are the guardians of the values of tolerance and inclusivity. And in the lead up to the march, there were massive police operations, road closures, surveillance deployments across central London, and wall-to-wall media coverage, declaring, of course, that this was a far-right threat to public safety. What would we do without the legacy media? The establishment literally pulled out all the stops to stop this event from happening. And then, this past Saturday, the 16th, the day of the event, something happened that sent literal shockwaves throughout the British establishment, from which they will never, and I mean never, recover. Wait until you see this. But first, let me ask you something. Have you looked at the economy lately and thought, how is it getting harder and harder just to get ahead? Hardworking Americans are doing everything right, but the system feels more unstable by the day. Here's the good news. More and more patriots are learning how to build financial freedom on their own terms. My good friend Troy Noonan, the backpack trader, he spent 35 years developing a simple step-by-step trading system designed for everyday people. And what I love about Troy's approach is this. He shows you how to prove the system works before you ever risk a single penny of your hard-earned money. I'm actually a member of his program myself, and I can tell you firsthand, this is opening doors for people who are serious about building real wealth and real freedom. That's why Troy is hosting a special free live training for our community tomorrow, May 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern. If this is something you've been wanting to learn more about, I'd encourage you to reserve your spot right now before registration closes. When you register, you also receive his 12 Powers to Successful Trading ebook, along with exclusive bonus content you won't find anywhere else. Go right now to backpacktrader.com/turleyfreedom and reserve your spot. Your bright, beautiful future is waiting. Let's go get it together. When this past Saturday came, the world wasn't prepared for what they were about to see. The British people didn't just show up, they showed up by the tens of thousands. By some estimates, well over 100,000. Ordinary British men and women, veterans and pensioners, young people and families with children, flooding the streets of London from Parliament Square all the way to Trafalgar Square and beyond.
We're on the march. We're walking up towards Trafalgar Square. The crowds go. Parliament Square is already full. The crowds stretch from here to Euston Station, apparently, which is miles. Okay? And miles. This is the biggest event in British history. This is the moment, a turning point for Britain. A message to the leaders. Britain's ready for the fight. All right? People are up. We're awake. And we're not going to back down. We want our country back.
And it wasn't just Tommy Robinson reporting on the numbers. America's own Nick Shirley was there on the ground as well.
Here at the march in London, people can say what they want about Tommy Robinson. Keir Starmer is calling everyone out for being here at the march today. But the sheer amount of people out here does speak volumes. I'm in Trafalgar Square right now. Parliament Square is nearly half a mile down that way. And from here in Trafalgar Square, all the way down to Parliament Square, it is full of people. I mean, look at this. All the way from Trafalgar Square, all the way down to Parliament Square. This place is completely full. Pretty amazing to see all the people come out today.
The aerial footage, which the mainstream British media predictably almost completely refused to show, tells a story that no political spin can erase. This was not a fringe movement. This was Britain. Britain restored and renewed. And then there was a moment that went viral all around the world, brave women, I believe they were Iranian expats, stormed the stage and tore off their burqas in a raw, stunning act of personal defiance in celebration of the freedoms awakened by Western civilization. It was an astonishing moment that no establishment narrative could possibly contain. This is what the government called extremism. I mean, let that hit you. According to the liberal globalist establishment, this is extreme. Now, I want to take a step back from them because what happened in London on Saturday, it's not just about one rally or one march or one charismatic activist. It's the latest and most visible eruption of what scholars are calling civilizational populism, a worldwide phenomenon that we talk about all the time on this channel. One of the most fascinating developments of our age is this. Across the most secularized corners of Europe, so we're talking Sweden, the Netherlands, France, Christianity is reemerging as the organizing principle of civilizational resistance. Not because everyone's become personally devout, but because people understand instinctively that the culture, the laws, and the freedoms, the very idea of civic life that the West has built are all downstream from the Christian faith. Geert Wilders in the Netherlands, Jimmie Åkesson in Sweden, Giorgia Meloni in Italy, both Viktor Orban and Peter Magyar in Hungary, Marine Le Pen in France, who actually has argued brilliantly that even French secularism, laïcité, is only possible because of Christianity, which first established the distinction between the sacred and the political. Take away that distinction, and you get a religion that knows no such boundary, stepping directly into the space your civilization has vacated. In London on Saturday, that same instinct was on full display. English flags, Christian symbols, a Nigerian Anglican bishop, a call to register to vote, a call to join local political parties. Tommy Robinson himself declared from the stage, this is not just a rally. This is a cultural awakening. This is a spiritual awakening. They can't stop it. And the crowd that stretched for miles through the streets of London clearly agreed. Now, here's why all of this matters politically, not just culturally, but politically. This rally comes in the immediate wake of the most dramatic set of local election results in recent British history. Nigel Farage's Reform Party surged across England and Wales in a way that left the political establishment absolutely reeling. Many analysts now believe Britain is entering a full political realignment, where the two-party duopoly that's governed British politics for a century between Labour and the Tories is crumbling. And the Unite the Kingdom March is the street-level expression of the same force driving reform at the ballot box. Again, this is all expressions of civilizational populism. There are even unconfirmed reports now, as of the making of this video, that Keir Starmer has reportedly told friends he intends to step down as Prime Minister and is preparing a quiet timetable for his departure. If true, the timing in relation to this Unite the Kingdom rally would be absolutely staggering. The government that tried to stop Saturday's march may not survive the year. This is the power of civilizational populism. We're seeing it here with the MAGA movement. We're seeing it throughout Latin America and the mass turn to the populist right all throughout South America. We're seeing it in Japan with Sanae Takaichi in her historic landslide election. And we're seeing it throughout Europe. And yes, indeed, we are now seeing it explode all throughout the UK. To every British patriot who showed up in Parliament Square with their flag, their family, and their faith, the world saw you. And this is just the beginning. Before you go, something very special is happening in Atlanta this summer for the Turley Talks community. I can't share all the details just yet, but this is something you're going to want to be part of. Scan the QR code on your screen, watch your inbox closely, and don't miss what's coming.